I left that company 2 years previously, and I've been looking, but I was broke. A year and a half ago, I was broke. I'm not back where I need to be or where I was. How many of you have made money before in life? Had money, lost it, made money? You know, that's a journey, and there's nothing to be ashamed of, but a lot of us think like we're going to act like we're doing okay. But last year, I was praying. I mean, I'm a single dad with a beautiful 7-year-old. I've got a lot of older children, no, 3 more. But they've grown up, and I find myself in life with a 7-year-old child, full responsibility, living at home with me, and it's me and her. And we had church bringing food to my door 18 months ago. But I didn't tell people, when people go, how you doing? I'm doing great. Doing great. And then he phones me, November last year. Hey Dave, I know you're looking at some, about to do something, but you need to check this out. Pete, I'm not interested. I'm not looking. Because I knew of him, he said, I'll meet you halfway.
Well, first of all, you said to me on the phone, what is it? And I wouldn't tell you, right?
I said, what is it? And he wouldn't tell me. And he said, I'll come and see you. I said, well, meet me halfway. And even to the day, we still meet in that same spot. It's not halfway. I wasn't that committed. I mean, he didn't drive far. And I know he talks about that behind my back because he tells other people. He's never said that to me, but I know he knows it's not halfway. But he came all the way, right? And he was smart enough. He said, "Do you want a coffee?" He went and ordered the coffee, and he played the 2-minute video last November. And he sat down, and I was in. I was in, but I told him. It looks good. I'll think about it. I was in. Why? I was broke. I was looking. but I was also hurt. I was also bruised. I was also scared. But you know what? I ain't going to tell him. That's the problem when you show an opportunity to people. Because you think you're trying to sell them an opportunity. You're not selling them an opportunity. You're sharing a vehicle that may just get them what they want. But more importantly, you're not looking to just get people in. You're looking to show people that you're serious and you will be a rock for them to hold on to. There's never before in home-based businesses have people been joining network marketing, but they're coming in and going out as fast as they're coming in because they're getting into anything with no leadership. No direction, no mentoring, no guidance, and not willing to fail. If it looks like I don't need to do anything, I'll give this a shot. Folks, you don't just wake up fat like me one day. How many went to bed slim last night and woke up fat? It don't happen, does it? How many go to bed one night and you woke up broke? Now, sometimes that, but the majority of the time you don't. It's our daily habits. So if we want something we've never had, we're going to have to do something we've never done. But if we want something if we're going to do something we've never done, you better find someone who has done what you're about to do. And so I went back and I phoned Gaz and Jason and Graham. I said, I found it. And I didn't. I put a lot of expletives in there. I couldn't stop swearing. Why? I tell you why. Not because I got it all. Do you know what it did? It relit my Bunsen burner. Ignited me again. I'm going cold right now. You know what it did? Gave me hope. Hope. Broke on my knees, praying for a solution, and yet I told people I was doing okay. You know what? Life ain't about being proud. It's about going, am I where I want to be? And if on my present directory, that's a big word for dyslexic, directory, on my present path, is what I'm doing going to get me what I want? If it isn't, then I tell you what, I need to be open. And thank God I was open, because 12 months later, it's been a tough year. Company's 6 years young. It's got a brand new product. It's technology. There's going to be some glitches. But we're not looking for the people who want it to be perfect today. We're looking for the people who want to capitalize on $1 billion growth in the next 2 years. And this man's going to share some things with you as you leave here today in the next 45 minutes or so. He's going to help you take your paradigm from where it is today to where it needs to be to capitalize today. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this is the man that if he hadn't made that call last November, this room wouldn't be here. And this is just a small part of our global business. So give a big round of applause like you mean it, not like something.
I got a bad back, as you know. I feel like I'm in a boy band.
Sing the song, sing it.
We know it. So I'll probably get animated in a minute and stand up. In actual fact, when we're talking about stand up, I need everybody to just stand up for a second. Please. Including myself. Right. I just wanted to give a shake. Quick shake. Right. Everybody shake. Everybody shake. Shake those legs. Get their blood flowing. That's taking a picture of me, Dave. I've got to stand up. Everybody sit down. No, I just want to get your blood flowing. Wake you up. Yeah, that's it. I'm here to close you up, Jerry. We're doing every sorts of moves. Gaz will be doing the Bollywood moves. So just want to get the blood flowing because, like Dave said, I really want. There's so many people, even those that are in the business, that really don't understand just what they've got on their hands. So I'm going to do a lot of talking about where we're going, where we are, the vision, the potential of this business. So because we're live streaming on Facebook, I've got to play that income disclosure just one more time for you.
To see our full income disclosure, please visit our website at www.worldgn.com.
That was a short one, so we can move on. So, I really want you guys to really understand what you've got in your hands. I created these slides just a couple of nights ago. I haven't even run through them yet, so I don't know what I'm going to say. But trust me, it's going to be some really great information. So, first of all, in terms of perspective, I want to talk about network marketing in general. I want to talk about products. I want to talk about technology. I want to talk about opportunity. So there's a couple of things on each area I want to discuss. First of all, we've got an ever-evolving product line. Again, hands up who's been in network marketing before. Which company is it?
New Ways.
New Ways, which did?
Safety-conscious products.
Okay, cool. And anyone else been in a pill company or a shake company or a... It's?
Yeah, Forever Living.
Forever Living with the aloe vera, right?
Yes.
So they've been selling that aloe vera now for how long?
40 years, yeah.
I'm going to tell you. Because just before I come up, I Googled it. And this is important to understand. The first thing with network marketing, so you've got a company that's been around. Forever Living started in 1978. So since 1978, they've been talking about aloe vera, right? So they haven't got necessarily an ever-evolving product line. They've created a lot of products based on that, and it's a great product, don't get me wrong. Fantastic product. But my point is, it doesn't necessarily every 6 months change your prospect list. Think about it. Every time a new feature, a new function, a new device comes out, it opens up an ever-expanding network of people you can talk to, right? What came out last week? HELO Fit. Does that open up a new area of prospects to you? Yes. We have an ever-evolving product line. Do you understand how powerful that is? Does that make sense? Anyone else been in Herbalife? Right? Did anyone see downstairs there's a big Herbalife meeting going on? Do you want to know when they started? Herbalife started, I've lost my page now, 37 years ago. What do they sell? Weight loss shakes. So it's really important for you to understand from a product perspective, the thing that I love about this company is that we have an ever-evolving product line because it gives a new point of interest every 6 months or so. That makes sense? New features, new functions, new products. Apple bring out a new phone every, 8 months or something? A couple of phones a year. Everybody drops that phone and goes for the new one, right? So that's how technology works. And Apple is like the biggest company on the planet right now, right? So technology companies, it's a model that works. People want the latest and greatest. Does that make sense? So from a business perspective, who's still wearing a HELO Classic? Anybody? Some people. That's all right. Great product. But you're going to be able to use your loyalty points to get HELO X, right? That's what's right. Okay? So that's now open up, so make sure you go and order HELO X. But everybody wants the latest device. So first of all, really important fact about this as a network marketing company is we have an ever-evolving product line. Anybody seen these bad boys here? Yeah. How cool does that look? Who gets the question? Does it tell the time? Do you know what the best answer to that is? What I say to people? It doesn't tell you the time, but it gives you more time.
Oh, I like that.
That's the biggest response. People in the room.
So if anyone ever asks you that dumb question, and do you know most of the time the reason they're asking that question is because they're just trying to think of a question to ask. If it told the time, do you know what they'd say? I like wearing my Rolex. I don't want to take that off. You can't win, right? But in the future, of course, when we're IoT and the rest of it with a screen on, that's where we're going in the future. But right now, we've got this space. But the point is, ever-evolving product line, really important. Next thing about knowing what you've got in your hands. What's the value of helping people take care of loved ones? Just think about that for a moment. We're not trying to sell, I don't know, coins or vaporware or stuff. Honestly, who thinks that being financially rewarded for possibly helping people's health, or even maybe, I know we're not allowed to say this is a life-saving device, but just take a look at some of the testimonials. How many people have seen a testimonial where someone's gone, abnormal reading on my HELO, went to the doctor, they sent me straight to hospital, had heart-saving surgery, right? It's already happened. So who thinks that, how about becoming a multi-millionaire by perhaps helping people? Isn't that like, there's no more honourable way of making a living, is there? So what you've got to really understand when you're sharing this opportunity in product, it's not just about selling something to make some money. Maybe, just maybe, you share it with somebody who shares it with somebody who shares it with somebody whose grandma sticks around a few years longer. What's that worth to you? What does that mean to you when someone comes crying and gives you a big hug and say, can't believe it, you know, that HELO device, picked up abnormal with my grandma, she went to the doctors, went to hospital, and she's still around. Is that even better than money?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it's really important for you to understand what you've got in your hands. Even if somebody just becomes a customer, you never know what that may do for that family or that person. So it's really important to understand the value of it. And just think about where we're going in the future. Think about that DNA, linking up DNA to your HELO in the future. Jason spoke about. Perhaps there could be some technology with the HELO in the future. And again, this is not a company study, it's my perhaps thought on where it could go. What about if it starts doing disease prediction? It knows your DNA and it can start noticing subtle differences. Would that be valuable to people? Yes. Just think about that for 1 second. Having a device that maybe in the future could be predicting people's issues and, like Jason said, saying, this is not looking good, maybe you need to make this adjustment. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So understand what you've got in your hands. Here's the big one, in red. And I want to talk about this a little bit. We already know that there's over 415 million people that suffer globally with diabetes. Predicted by 2040 to be 642 million people. Now, is that a customer base that we can tap into? Just a bit. If this was the only feature that this device did, I personally believe, and again, this is not a statement of the company, I personally believe that if this is the only thing that this device did, we could become a multi-billion-dollar company. You all agree?
Yes.
Hands up who agrees. Awesome. Hands up those that aren't going to put their hand up. Okay, 2 people did. That's interesting. Okay, so you can see we've got a massive, massive potential marketplace. Now, interestingly, a couple of days ago, I got a message from one of our team in Australia saying, I've got this person really interested in the business, they're diabetic, and they want to know, does it work? Is it going to be accurate? And then they said, because if it does, it's going to be a license to print money. Now, we've already seen, you know, we've just done a clinical trial. We've seen how accurate the results are. I was in Las Vegas and another president, Ramal, shared with us that he had a couple of people on the trial. and they did the live, prick their finger, did the live blood test, and then did the non-invasive test. Hang on. And that's going to be shown at Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas in January 2018. Do you really understand what that means? Anyone seen the report from Apple recently? They've been working on non-invasive blood glucose tests for 5 years, haven't cracked it. What does it say at the bottom of the report? They reckon it's going to be another 2 to 3 years before they crack it. We've cracked it. The biggest technology company in the world cannot do what we've already done. Are you kidding me? Tumbleweed. So, I say it again. Who's going to feel bad or be embarrassed about making multi-million dollars of an income yourself for helping people with diabetes? Anyone? No. Understand what you've got in your hands. You're not selling a pill or a powder or a patient that you have to convince someone it's really important to take antioxidants because in 40 years' time, your skin won't be so wrinkly. No. This is about changing lives. So do we think that the diabetic marketplace is a huge market for us? Yeah. And again, ever-evolving product. Here's the interesting thing. Did you know that controlling or knowing your blood sugar levels is incredibly important for weight loss? Anybody know that? Because you can only lose weight when your blood sugars are within a certain range. So would that be useful for the weight loss industry? Yes. Probably better than taking a shake. There's a little bit of a joke there because how I for downstairs. No matter how much you try and lose weight, I mean, how many people go on diets and they're just like, this doesn't work? So this is going to allow the company, and again, this is my personal opinion. I haven't heard anything, they haven't told me anything, this is my personal opinion. I think we will also become a very important weight loss company. Because people will be able to develop features and apps. Remember, we've got the API platform is open to create weight loss features, functions, and applications with a HELO. Because if you know where your blood sugars are, you know where your biometrics, you know where your blood pressure is, all these things, don't you think you could probably make some great suggestions as to where we're going wrong? And inform us how we can keep our blood sugars in that optimum position to burn fat. Has anyone ever thought of that before, right? We always think of diabetics, but actually, that also puts us in the weight loss industry. Now, how big is the weight loss industry? Huge. Again, just think about what you've got in your hands. One for the ladies and the men. Also, people that are super fit and super healthy and got six packs also want to know where their blood sugars are. In actual fact, it's a bit of a latest craze for them to be able to monitor their blood sugars. A lot of fitness people do prick their finger to test their blood sugars. So it's not just for diabetics. It's also for people in the fitness industry, personal trainers, fitness people that do bodybuilding competitions, and all those sort of things. And of course, what have we also got? Just launched last week.
HELO Fit.
HELO Fit. Is it me or is it warm here?
It's cold out, but
I'm really sweating. So, can you think about where this is going to go with just the non-invasive blood glucose test? How about people that don't have diabetes that want to monitor in case they're on the verge of it? Apparently 1 in 2 people don't know they've got diabetes, that have got diabetes. Huh?
Pre-diabetes.
Exactly. I didn't know the right words. So, guys, it's this one feature alone. What did that guy say that he texted me? It's a license to print money. Just that one feature alone. Do you understand what you've got in your hands? Do you really understand? We should never feel embarrassed to share the opportunity or the product with people, because do you know what? We can really change some lives. Not just financially, but health-wise. We are going to impact the world. Shouldn't we all be shouting from the rooftops about this?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you really, when you understand what you've got on your hands, doesn't that make your posture stronger?
Yeah.
Doesn't it make it easier for you to come across to people? Personally, me, I think if people don't get involved in this, they're crazy. That's my personal opinion.
I agree.
I think they're crazy, right? They've got to be really crazy to not see it. And that helps me stay strong when I talk to the next person. Does that make sense? Don't ever let somebody who says no let you wobble you off the bigger picture. So I believe that one feature alone, in my personal opinion, can make us a multi-billion dollar company just with blood glucose. Is that the only thing we do, or we're going to do? No. We have an ever-evolving product line. So, here's a video. I have no idea what this is.
Is it you?
Can somebody play it for me, then I'll probably remember what it is. I thought I'd done it to play. Oh, I didn't do this one, did I?
It's not a video of your song, is it?
No.
You released yet?
Hang on, let me click and see if it's going to... No. As soon as it comes up, I go, oh yeah, I remember. I think I know what it is. I know what it is.
You ready?
Right, before you play it, so, non-invasive blood glucose test, right? No one in the world has cracked it. We've heard and seen the results. Amazing. This is going to be on show at the Consumer Electronics Show in January 2018. How far away? It's a matter of weeks, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just play it. I think that's what it is. So, how cool is that? Who's excited? Give me a big cheer! Thanks for Jason. Now, here's something that we heard our CEO, founder, and president, Mr. Genius, Mr. Fabio Galdi, say recently. Now, this is big. He recently said, something roughly like this, couldn't remember exactly. We are not going to play small in network marketing, but big in technology. Now let me just explain what that means. Anybody know who the biggest network marketing company on the planet is right now? Amway. How much do they do per year? 10 billion. About $10 billion. What Fabio is referring to is we're not going to play small in network marketing, meaning $10 billion is small. But play big in technology. What's the biggest company on the planet today? What do they do? Technology. Right. How long did it take for Amway to get to $10 billion a year?
70 years.
60, 70 years. Actually, only when they started. It's important to understand, guys. By the way, Herbalife, big meeting downstairs, not criticising, great company, multi-billion dollar company. Do you know they've been going 37 years? And there will be people or guests invited to a business presentation today. Now, who would like, when you're going to get into something, who wants to get in early? Who wants to be at the top? Do you understand what you've got in your hands?
Yeah.
Here? We've been like literally going a year. Crazy. What was I doing? Amway. 1959.
Wow. Can I just ask a question?
No.
Please, thank you. So if Apple are the biggest technology company in the world, why have they still not cracked the blood glucose?
If I knew that, I'd have to shoot you.
Was it on their radar?
Sorry?
The health side was on their radar.
But they have been working on it, right? They haven't cracked it. Who knows?
Yeah.
They got an actual big team of people working on it, they haven't cracked it. At the end of the day, others will bring out stuff in the future, but this is why, what did Bill Gates say? Gates said it right at the start, find out where the world is heading again. Right, we won't be the only ones to have non-invasive eventually, because once we, it's like the 4-minute mile, once somebody's done it, others will come, and Apple will bring it out at some point. but we're going to be the first in the world to demonstrate it at CES 2018. January, a few weeks away, right? That's pretty big. So I'm going to read this one more time so you now understand what that means. Fabio Gavi recently said, "We are not going to play small in network marketing, but big in technology." How exciting is that? Do you really understand what you've got in your hands? So let me demonstrate to you how that's going to work, how big this is, and how it's going to change perhaps the way you think about what we've got in our hands. First, going to talk about the consumer marketplace. So we all know that every webinar we do, we say by 2020 it's going to be worth $34 billion marketplace. Yeah? Everybody heard that before? Should have done it because Gaz said it earlier, right? So, recent report. What about by 2023? The consumer wearable technology marketplace is predicted to be worth $100 billion. 3 years later, from 34 billion to 100 billion in 3 years. Who would like a piece of that pie? Yes, that's what someone said. You don't even need a slice of that pie, a lick of the knife is enough. Because that's a huge amount. $100 billion US. Do you know what? I even had to type it out because I didn't know how many zeros that was. I had to Google it. I don't know how to write 100 billion, I Googled it. It's a lot of zeros, isn't it? Who would like more zeros on the monthly income? Zero doesn't sound like a lot on its own, does it? When we've got lots of zeros, it's quite nice. So, by 2023, just think about that. The consumable marketplace, and we already are dominating it, right? And again, we don't like to talk about Fitbit very much because it's a completely different product. However, they do steps, calories, and your heartbeat. That's it. We're just so far ahead of everyone else, it's ridiculous. So, the consumable wearable technology marketplace is predicted to be worth over $100 billion by the year 2023. Do you really understand what you've got in your hands? Do you really understand? What about by 2026? $150 billion. Are you kidding me? Less than 10 years? It's going to go up to $150 billion in sales a year. Holy moly. Do you really understand what you've got in your hands? Seriously? Especially for the guests that come today. Did you really understand when Gaz was presenting to you and Jason how big this was? Seriously, this is crazy. But it doesn't stop there. Because this is where it gets even more interesting. A couple of things are being worked on right now by the company. First of all, Jason's already alluded to that we will be releasing an IoT device. Anyone remember what IoT stands for?
Internet of Things.
There you go, you're all listening. They were listening to us. Internet of Things. What does that mean though? Anybody know what that means?
There is no need of smartphone anymore.
It means that your device will connect to the internet. Well, do you know even in the future your clothes will be IoT? How crazy is that? It's a bit scary actually. So everything will be in the future. This is the next big thing in technology, is IoT. It's the next big thing. Like the internet was the big thing, IoT is the next big thing. And Antonio De Rosa's already worked on the IoT device for World Global Network. That's pretty exciting, right? But what does that mean? Secondly, we're also, those that have been in the company a while may know that we're working on a medical version of the HELO. Medically approved. There's going to be two devices, a consumer device and a medically approved device. Same hardware, same software, same algorithms, same firmware, same device, but it will be called the HECA, not the HELO. And that would be a medically approved device. Do you know what else we're showing at CES 2018? No. Our new medical grade sensors. Woo! What does that mean? Clue, hint. It means that they're moving forward on this. So, we in the future will have our IoT device that will be medically approved. Does that make sense? Everybody with me? Yes. Let me share with you just what you've got in your hands. By 2022, how far away is that?
Around
5 years.
5 years. Within just the next 5 years. How long has Herbalife been going? 37 years. How long did it take Amway to get to $10 billion? 60 years. Within the next 5 years, the IoT, medical device, wearable technology market will be worth. Any guesses? Bam! Woo! 400 billion US dollars a year.
Jump change, I'm going.
Yeah. You can't live on that.
What's this Amway? I thought it was shopping problem. I don't know what it is.
Exactly. Okay? The IoT, medical wearable technology industry, marketplace will be worth was predicted to be worth 400 billion US dollars by 2020. Is there any other company doing what we're doing right now? No. Are we ahead of the curve? Yes. And where are we going? IoT, medical approved device. God, that's a hard crowd, Dave. You're not kidding. Right. Okay. Anyone excited by that?
Yay!
Does anyone understand what they've got in their hands? There's a theme going on here, right?
Yeah.
I wonder how many times you said that to me. Do you really understand what you've got in your hands? Wow. By 2023, so I didn't even go to 2026 when we know it's going to go even bigger. But by 2023, how many years away is that?
6. Less than 6 years.
Within the next 6 years, the marketplace that we will be in as a company, that we are currently really the only player in, leading the market. We were a category creating company when we brought out the HELO Classic, second generation wearable tech, first to market. Everyone else was doing steps and calories, just about managing to do the heartbeat. We went a whole different direction. Category creating product, find out where the world is heading and get there first. 500 billion. That's half a gazillion, million, trillion, you know. I don't even know what the right word is. Is it gazillion? I don't know. Huh? Trillion. Oh, that's not as fun. That's 500 billion, trillion, gazillion. That's a much better word, right? So by 2023, in the next 5 years, the marketplace will be worth 500 billion US dollars, and we've got the leading product in the marketplace right now. But we all know that even currently, we owned 5% of the marketplace, right? So I really want you to stop and think about that. Stop and think about what you've got in your hands. And then what do we want you to do? We want you to act upon that when you realise what you've got in your hands. When you realise the posture you need to have. When you go out and share this opportunity. When you go out and share this product. That where we're going, what you've got, even what we've got right now is phenomenal, right?
Yes.
But where we're going, what this company's going to do, the marketplace we're entering into, this is just ridiculous. So this should really help your posture, your belief. The one thing about this industry is always about your belief level. When your belief level is strong and high, your posture's good, you can attract the right people. If your belief level is low, you can never build this company. Because your posture's not there. People want to be excited. If you're not excited, how can anyone get excited about what you're sharing? But I really want you to stop and think about what you've got in your hands. Next thing, and I've kind of covered this already, but I should have with the company things. Market and timing. And this is where I was going to talk about Herbalife and Amway, etc., about how old they are, who wants to be in first, right? Here's another thing. Most network marketing companies they may launch in the US for 2-3 years, maybe 5 years, then they may launch Canada, and then eventually they may launch Europe 5, 6, 7, 8 years later, and then eventually they open in Asia. But we typically in the UK get an opportunity 6 to 8 to 10 years in of a new company. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like, blah, 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 launch in the UK. Isagenix just launched really in the UK recently. Do you know they're already Tell me when they started. And they literally launched research in the UK. 2002. So it took them 15 years to get from America to the UK. Do you realise we're open in 195 countries today? Unbelievable.
Amazing.
But here's the most important part about that, and I say it on every webinar, but we're not in 195 countries. That's the exciting part, right? Because that means that any one of us in this room can dominate globally. Who's excited about the global business? Yeah. Plus, we're in at the start. The US launched in September of last year. The US team. We started last December-ish, right? This is so early, it's ridiculous. You're not trying to get somebody to be interested in a 37-year-old company that's in 5 markets. We're right at the very start, and you've got 195 countries to build in. Now, what's interesting about the UK, right? Especially like London area, etc. Multicultural. Multicultural. That means it would be impossible, absolutely impossible. Even if you tried to just build the UK, impossible. Your business would expand all over the world, even without you trying. Because people know people who know people. Does that make sense? So the UK is a great hub to Europe, to the rest of the world. So, market opportunity and timing. Let's go back to Amway. Who are the people that own islands, jets, private jets and aeroplanes in Amway? Other than the CEOs. How about the ones that got in early? Right? The ones that got an Amway right at the start are the ones that own the private islands, the jets, the cars, the rest of it. So, who wants to get in after 37 years and wants to get in the first year? Does it make sense? So, market and time is also really important for you to understand. You really understand what you've got in your hands? You're starting to get bored of me saying that. But nobody said yes to me yet. Do you really understand? Really excited about what they've got now. Who now looks at it a completely different light? I do. Exactly. So, as I say, we're open in 195 countries, but we're not in 195 countries. We are literally in a handful of countries, and guess what? They're all scratching the surface. Yeah, who thinks the USA is a big market? The world is like, it's tiny. The reason why people think it's bigger than it is because of the ridiculous incomes that are being made. We ain't that big anywhere yet, so think about it. I'll talk about the incomes in a moment, but think about what this truly means as an opportunity. Because this was in January of this year, Business for Home, world achieves 350 million in total sales. It's hardly anything, right? It's nothing. Nothing. Just started. Aren't we already agreed that we're going to go to a multi-billion-dollar company?
Yes.
Actually, I think I've missed a slide. I'm going to go back. It might be later, but this is what I want to talk about. $50 billion, we already know we got 5% in the marketplace. What's 5% of $50 billion? $25 billion a year company. If we just maintain where we are, I personally, again for Facebook, not something the company said, my personal belief is we're going to go on and do what Fitbit did, but in the sector we're in, the wellness sector rather than fitness, they had 56% of the market's Fitbit. I believe we're going to do that. Wow. But even at 5%, where we are right now, we'd be a $25 billion per year company. By 2023, are you kidding me? And we took 60 years to get to 10 billion. You're telling me we got a shot of going 25 billion in the next 6 years? 5 years? 2023, 6 years.
Less than.
That's right. Wow. Do you really understand what you got in your hands?
Yes.
How do you think people's lives are going to change? Now, here's my point, right? So, 380 million, insignificant of what we've done so far. Where's it going to go? Now, this was from Las Vegas event, income disclosure, worldgm.com and all that. So here's my good friends, Naturally India Prana Creature, Chad and Natita Chong. Bam! You tried saying that backwards 4 times. Okay? So, what does it say there? $7 million in their first year and a bit. Chad and Natita Chong, 5.9 million the first year and a bit. Here's the interesting thing. Natita is Chinita's daughter, right? So they combined family income. Who thinks they're going to have a good Christmas? Now remember...
I wonder what their 1% pot is.
Yeah, no, here's my point, right? Jeremy Roman, we all know he's broke a year ago, driving Uber on the porch, crying in tears because he couldn't support his kids, earned $1 million. Amazing. Amazing. But here's the thing, Mike Sims, 700,000, 200,000 from Marcio. This is not to impress anyone. This is to impress upon you what's popular. What did I say? 2 million. Now this, what? Whatever. And I went on stage and after 10 months got a check for over 300,000. So that's pretty awesome. It's not to impress anyone, it's to impress upon you what's possible. Because guess what? We've done hardly anything yet. 380 million, are you kidding me? We're just getting started. So just think about it. How much is Chad and Natita and Nat and Chinita going to run when we're doing 25 billion?
They'll be signing on the door.
Why couldn't this be any of us, right? Because if they can earn that when we're doing this, what can we earn when we're doing that? It's tough, right? Either that or your minds have been blown away, right? That you can't even speak.
Our hearts are going, the HELO was told.
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
We've all got abnormal readings, right?
Yeah.
It's probably hard now. I know you're just kind of switching off. Do you need to stand up and dance again? Do you really understand what you've got in your hands? Seriously, can you understand? $25 billion a year company, what's it going to be? It's going to be ridiculous. This is some of the fastest growing incomes in the industry's ever created. Because normally it takes you decades to get up here, right? Now it takes hard work, dedication, check out our income disclosure. But if they earn $7 million in their first year and a bit, what does that show? Is it possible? Is it possible or impossible for you to earn $7 million a year? Fitz, is it possible or impossible for you to earn it?
It's possible. Oh, sorry, it's impossible. No, sorry, it's possible.
Well, it might be impossible if you can't even decide, right? Now, what did they do? They got to work.
Yeah.
And they saw something before everybody else. Do you know what they did? Do you know the only thing that they did? Do you know what Chinita realised when she first met with Fabio? She knew what she had in her hands. That's the only difference. She knew, even before the product existed, what she had on her hands. From 2 different perspectives. Number 1, what it meant as a network marketing opportunity. Number 2, what the product was going to do for people. Because remember what we said earlier, a product that helps people. There is no more honourable way of making a living than by helping others health-wise. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes.
We're just getting started.
That's the frightening thing, Pete.
Just stop for 1 second and think about that. What an amazing opportunity each and every one of them got. Honestly, these seats in this room are worth millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of dollars of yearly income. Because you're in the right place at the right time, with the right company, the right product, and the right opportunity that's global. If you understand what you've got in your hands. Oh, I did have another slide for it. There we go. I did tell you, I haven't even run through the slides yet. 25 billion. See, I'm a bit cleverer than I thought, am I? So again, to reiterate, this isn't coming from the company, this is my personal perception. I've taken a look at the market. What we currently do, 5% of the market, that's just maths, right? That's not an opinion, it's just maths. But I believe we're going to go on to dominate this marketplace. On the left, this is a stock chart of Fitbit. Current share price of Fitbit, just about, this is current. This was, when did we do this, guys? Today. What day is it today? Sunday. So this would have been Friday. Friday's trading closed Friday, 5:30, Florida time, whatever, East Coast. And that would have been the close of the stock price, $6. Little old World Global Network stock share price closed around, I think, 18. We've had a cat bounce, that's called, right? But look, do you know what this was? Oh no, I think it's this one. No, it's this one. When we announced our non-invasive blood glucose. What do you think is going to happen in January? Fitbit, would you say, pretty much around a lot of countries around the world, that Fitbit is probably a household name?
Yeah.
Most people have heard of Fitbit. It's very rare that anyone's heard of it. So a household name, dominating the wearable technology marketplace, $6 a share. What shares would you rather have? World Global Network, or WRMT, is our World Media Technologies Group. $18 a share currently, it's been as high as 24 recently. Where's it going to go in January when we're at CES? I'm not here to tell you to buy stocks, I'm not a stock advisor or anything like that, or insider trading, none of that stuff. I'm just showing you real life example. So here's the interesting thing. Who would like some shares in this company? Who would like them given to you? Yeah. Oh, no. We'll just stop streaming the video. Did you realise as you progress through the compensation plan, you could be awarded shares in the company up to 86,000 shares given to you for free?
Fantastic.
Now, don't you think you're going to make some money through the comp plan anyway?
Yes.
Imagine if you get to the top, right? Bearing in mind we've done nothing right now, and there's a couple of grown president millionaires, but when we've done maybe 25 billion, do you think there'd be like a time?
Yeah.
No reason why any one of you sat in this room can't be one of them. Get there, you could have 86,000 shares given to you. What if the share price goes to $100? $150? At $150, again, just maths, $12.9 million bonus. You're doing what you should do anyway. What is that? Well, that's helping others, both health-wise and with an opportunity. I read something recently, although it is US-based, it's pretty similar around the world. 85% of people are unhappy with their jobs. Why do they go to work? They have to. So have we got a solution for people? Have we got an answer for people? Have we got something to bring back what Dave mentioned, hope in people's lives? Do you really understand?
Yes.
Really? I'd say something like what you've got in your hands. Guys, I'm telling you. I'm going to say it again, because this should be significant now. Our founder and CEO, Mr. Fabio Gaudi, said recently something along the lines, we are not going to play small in network marketing. But big in technology. Let me say that again. Big in technology. Not even be a small technology player. He wants to be a big technology player. And you know what? It's going to remain in network marketing. Do you know Fabio's already been made ridiculous offers to buy the technology and he refused it? Like stupid money. And when they said to him, you're crazy, why not? And he said, because that doesn't change anyone else's life. It changes my life, but it doesn't change anyone else's life. I think Fabio's already a billionaire on paper, if not a multi-millionaire, right? So for him now, it's not about that, it's about his life fulfillment. His little face when we were in Los Angeles when he gave those cars away, it was like a kid in a candy store, I kid you not. Like Jason said, it's the most impressive thing that we saw. It was not the cars roaring and revving up and setting off the fire alarms. You seen the flames come out of the Lamborghinis? They went nuts in it, like, no, stop it. It was Fabio's little face of delight as he handed the keys over. You could see genuine, what's the word? Just excitement on him, fulfillment, self-pleasure, you know, just the fact that he was fulfilling his dream of helping other people achieve success. And I think that's really important. It ain't about the money for Fabio, it's about making an impact in the world and helping change as many people's lives as possible. He was in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Do you know that Fabio was on stage for 5 hours shaking people's hands?
Yes.
That's a long time, isn't it? Stand up. Can you imagine where the future's going to go? Can you imagine what you've got in your hands? Can you imagine how ridiculous this is going to go? Can you imagine where the technology is going to go in the future? This is going to go API platform that's open. We have no idea where crazy things are going. Oh, one little bit of inside information. Facebook. We were recently told something. It's not anything specific, but we were recently told they're currently working on something else, which is going to be even bigger than the non-invasive blood glucose test. Woo! I have no idea what it is, but that to me sounds pretty exciting. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You'd be excited by that statement, right? I don't even care what it is. It's just the point is we have an ever-evolving product line. It's exciting, right? It opens up different avenues every single time it happens. So, my whole point about can you imagine, this could be you. Actually, I wish that was me. So, is it possible, do you think, with the opportunity we've got, for anyone to create the life of their dreams? Like Dave said, it's not all about the money, although it is, right? Who believes if they're a multi-millionaire, from this opportunity, they could help a lot more people? Friends, family, stuff. So it's about what money gives you is freedom and choice. You can get up when you finish sleeping, not when the alarm goes off. You can go wherever you want, especially if you're in a jet program.
Are you on the jet?
No, not yet. That's a good goal to have, right? How about being able to take friends, family, wherever you want to go? How about helping charities, whatever? Guys, never be embarrassed about making money, because once the money thing is sorted, it becomes about everyone else. Look at Fabio, a great example of that. So I really want you to realize my whole purpose in my presentation today was to really, even though you should see it in the presentation, to really get you to understand, really understand just what you've got in your hands. Because when you understand what you've got in your hands, you can go out of those doors and your posture can be through the roof. No one can fire an arrow at you because it doesn't take time. No one can stop you from achieving what you want to achieve with this opportunity, because if you understand what you've got in your hands, there is no one on this planet that can deter you from it. I mean, you've got good posture, good belief level. Do you know what? Building this business is easy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think that's the end. You know what I'm going to say?